They said he was the most handsome man in the land. His smile could charm even the coldest heart, and his wealth overflowed like the river Niger. Every maiden in the village longed for him, except they never knew where he came from, or where he lived. And one day, the girl who dared to follow him discovered the truth: he was no man at all, but a python. Long ago, in an Igbo village surrounded by thick forests and winding rivers, there lived a maiden named Adamma. She was the pride of her family, beautiful, graceful, and with a voice that made elders stop to listen when she sang. But Adamma had one problem: she was stubborn. Every suitor who came for her hand, she dismissed. Too poor, she would say. Too proud, she would sneer. Not worthy of me, she would declare. Her parents worried, for in those days, marriage was not just about love, it was about family honor, survival, and alliances. Then one market day, a stranger arrived. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and his skin glistened like polished bronze. His wrappers were made of the finest cloth, and the cowries at his waist shone brighter than the midday sun. He walked with a grace that made every maiden's heart race. But what caught Adamma's eye most was the basket he carried, overflowing with jewels, fabrics, and gifts beyond imagination. The stranger's name was Obiaja. No one in the village knew where he came from. He claimed he was a trader, but no one had ever seen his skin. Yet, when Obiaja spoke, his voice was deep like thunder, and his eyes glowed like embers at night. Adamma, who once turned away every suitor, felt her heart tremble. For the first time, she whispered, "This is the man I want." Obiaja did not waste time. He showered Adamma's family with riches, bags of cowries, gourds of palm wine, baskets of kola nuts, and cloths finer than any the villagers had ever seen. The elders nodded. The family rejoiced. The marriage was sealed. But there was one strange rule Obiaja gave. Adamma must never visit my home unless I come to take her myself. The villagers found it odd, but the world silenced their questions. Soon, Obiaja and Adamma were wed. At first, she was the happiest maiden alive. He brought her endless gifts, spoke to her in words sweeter than honey, and carried her to feasts where no other wife was as adorned as she. But as time passed, Adamma began to wonder, where does my husband live? Why can I not visit him freely? Her curiosity grew like a weed. One day, when Obiaja came to fetch her, Adamma decided to follow secretly. They walked into the forest, deeper than she had ever gone before. The trees grew so tall they blocked the sun, and the air turned cold. Then they reached a river. There, Obiaja turned to her with a strange smile. "My beloved, we are home." He clapped his hands once, and to her horror, the river parted, opening a dark, glistening cave. Adamma gasped. Inside, she saw piles of treasure, gold, silver, ornaments, and ivory. But she also saw bones. Human bones. Her heart pounded as she turned to her husband. And in that moment, Obiaja began to change. His arms grew longer. His skin turned scaly. His mouth stretched wide, wider than any human's should. His tongue flickered, and his eyes glowed brighter than fire. Before her eyes, the handsome man she loved twisted and coiled into his true form. A massive python. The ground shook as his body coiled around her. His voice hissed, echoing in her ears. "Adamma, you are mine. You will never return to your people." Adamma screamed, but the forest swallowed her voice. She prayed to the gods. She begged her ancestors. And just when the python lunged to swallow her, she remembered something her grandmother once told her. No darkness survives the truth spoken with courage. Gathering her strength, Adamma cried out. "This is no husband of mine. This is a beast in human skin. May the gods expose you for what you are." At that moment, the ground trembled. Thunder roared. The river burst open, and the villagers, who had grown suspicious and followed at a distance, arrived just in time to see the monster revealed. The python thrashed, furious that his secret was out. But the hunters of the village raised their spears and arrows. Together, they battled the beast until at last, Obiaja the python lay slain. Adamma, shaken and ashamed, returned to her people. Her once proud heart had been humbled. The elders gathered the village and declared, "Let this be a warning. Not all that glitters is gold. Not every suitor who comes with riches is truly a man. Some come with wealth, but hide teeth of poison. Some speak sweetly, but coil like snakes in the dark." From that day forward, the tale of the girl who married a python was told across the land. Mothers told it to their daughters, and fathers warned their sons, "Do not let greed blind you. Look beyond the surface, for true wealth is not in gifts, but in character." Greed and pride can blind us to danger. True love is not measured by wealth or beauty, but by honesty and integrity.